Transpiration and translocation. What is transpiration? All plants, from the smallest weed to the tallest tree, which is several meters tall, need water. Transpiration is the loss of water from the plants in the form of water vapor. This evaporated process is dependent on energy, the heat evaporation which required to convert water from liquid state to gaseous state. The roots of plants absorb water and mineral salts from the soil through the root hairs by the process of osmosis. Only a small percentage of this water is used by the plant, the rest gets evaporated from the surface of leaves. This evaporation of water from the plants is called transpiration. Let us perform a simple experiment to show that transpiration takes place in the plants. Take a medium-sized, well-watered potted plant, cover it with a transparent polythene bag A, and tie its mouth at the base of the stem. Next, to the potted plant, place an empty polythene bag B, with its mouth tied. Expose this setup to sunlight for an hour or two. Drops of the water will appear on the inner side of the bag A. The polythene bag B will not show any water drops in it. The leaves give off water vapor, and due to condensation of the water vapor, tiny drops of water get collected. This experiment shows that plants give out water to the atmosphere through transpiration. Three types of transpiration: cuticular transpiration, lenticular transpiration, stomatal transpiration. Cuticle transpiration refers to the loss of water through the epidermis, which is usually covered with a cuticle. Cuticle transpiration holds 5 to 7% of the total transpiration that occurs inside the plant. Cuticle transpiration mostly takes place at night or when stomata are closed during dry conditions. More water is transferred through the cuticles. Cuticles are present on the upper and lower epidermis of the leaf. Lenticular transpiration refers to the loss of water through numerous pores in the outer layer of the woody plant stem, called lenticels. Lenticular transpiration is the evaporation of water from the lenticels of a plant. Lenticels are small openings in the bark of branches of twigs. Not all plants have lenticels. The amount of water lost this way is very small compared to stomatal transpiration, but as with cuticle transpiration, it may increase if a plant is in a dry environment. Stomatal transpiration, loss of water through the stomata, which account as much as 90% of the water lost from plants. Stomatal transpiration is the evaporation of water from a plant stomata. Most of the water that is transferred from a plant is transferred this way. At least 90% of the water transferred from a plant leaves exists through the stomata. Near the surface of the leaf, water in a liquid form changes to water vapor and evaporates from the plant through open stomata. Factors affecting transpiration. 1. Relative humidity refers to the amount of water vapor present in the atmosphere at a particular time and temperature. If the atmosphere is filled with water vapors, the transpiration rate decreases and vice versa. Therefore, the rate of transpiration is inversely proportional to relative humidity. 2. Temperature. A high temperature lowers the relative humidity and opens the stomata even in the darkness. As a result, the rate of transpiration increases. Number 3. Wind velocity. The velocity of wind greatly affects the rate of transpiration. Fast-moving air current continually bring fresh, dry masses of air in contact with leaf surface. and thus maintain a high rate of transpiration. Number 4. Carbon dioxide concentration. Reduced CO2 concentration favors opening of stomata while an increase in CO2 concentration promotes stomatal closing. Number 5. Light intensity. The rate of transpiration roughly proportional to the intensity of light. The mode of action of light is both direct and indirect. The increasing light intensity raises the temperature of living cells and thus increases the rate at which liquid water is transformed into vapors. The direct effect of light is on the opening and closing of stomata. Bring light is the chief stimulus which causes stomata to open. It is simplified because of this reason that all plants show a daily periodicity of transpiration rate. Number 6. Morphology of the leaf. Stomatal modification. A leaf having a more surfaced area will show more transpiration rate than the leaf with a lesser surfaced area. What is translocation? We know that leaves make food in the form of carbohydrates by the process of photosynthesis. They also use some of these carbohydrates to make amino acid, protein, and other organic substances. Some of the organic food materials, especially glucose, which converted into the sucrose along with amino acid, has to be gathered from the source cell, that is the region where excess of sugar is present in the leaves, to the zinc cell, that is the region when the sugar is needed or stored, which include the roots, stem, fruits, and the seed. Humans wondering how does this transportation of food material occur? It occurs by the process called translocation. So, let us explore the process of translocation. Translocation is the movement of sucrose and amino acids in the pollen vessel from regions of production, that is source, to regions of storage, that is sink. Translocation takes place through the poem in both direction, that is upward and downward. This is not a simple physical process as it required energy. This energy is obtained from ATP. The source cell, that is the leaves, the sucrose in the poem vessel, this is the active process as it required energy as concentration of sugar increase the poem. Water from the surrounding area, which has lower solute concentration than the pollen, enters into it by the process of osmosis. As the water flows in the sieve tube of the pollen, it exerts high pressure on the wall due to the increases in the cellular contents. Due to this increases pressure, food is pushed through the force of the sieve tube plate down into neighboring cell where the pressure is low. So the whole set move from anidia of high concentration to anidia of lower concentration. This process allows the pollen to move the sugar solution to the zinc cell. As the sugar entered inside the zinc cell, the water moved back to the xylem, again by the process of osmosis. So finally, this example, the sugar moved from the source cell to the zinc cell. As an example, at night when is no light for the leaves to produce sugar by the photosynthesis, energy is utilized from the sugar stored by translocation in the organs like roots, stem, etc. In flowering season, sugar stored in the roots or stem is translocated to the branch which grow into flowers. Factors affecting translocation. 1. Temperature. Rate of translocation increases with the temperature of a maximum and then decreases due to hazardous effect of high temperature. Number 2. Light. Carbon dioxide assimilation increases as the light intensity increases. Number 3. Metabolic inhibitors. Number 4. Concentration gradient. Number 5. Mineral deficiencies. Sucrose movement can be aided by boron. Lastly, number 6. Hormones. This is associated with the active parts, hence growing part or sink greatly influence translocation. Remobilization or translocation. Movement of compounds from an area where they are once deposited to an area where they can be reutilized is referred to as remobilization or translocation. Compounds that are immobilized are storage compounds, mostly carbohydrates, some are lipids and proteins. These remobilization storage compounds are important in maintaining growth and development despite photosynthetic infiltration.